Welcome in, welcome in. This is Nidra. Welcome to Friday Night Tips number 4. This is the Turn the Corner Relaxation channel. This is a channel that I created in order to help people that need help dealing with stress and anxiety. So, this is really a stress and anxiety management type of channel. I come onto the air like this on Fridays, introduce myself, and we're going to go over one very important tip or a technique that will help calm your nerves ASAP. So, Friday Night Tips is really all about helping you um, get control of the racing heart, the overthinking. Um, there's a bunch of symptoms that can be going on when you are in some sort of a anxiety or a panic attack or just extreme stress. So tonight is all about the tip, but the channel also has wonderful long videos. So I have some great content out there for you to go and check out. They are relaxation videos. They are videos to help you sleep. I've got some of them that you can turn on, and they have just great relaxing music that you can get your schoolwork done, helps you focus, maybe helps you clean the house. So you can just throw those things up on the TV and do a myriad of things. So I really encourage you to go check out the channel for the content because I put out 3 new videos this week. I think you'll be impressed. But tonight, Friday nights, are about the tips, tricks, the techniques. So last week, well, let me preface this by saying this is my little disclaimer. I am not a doctor. I am not a psychologist. I am just somebody who has dealt with anxiety in the past. Long ago, in my 20s, even into my 30s, I had to deal with anxiety. I was a worrywart. I was a stressor. I had to get control of those things. They were kind of taken over. So, I'm just somebody who has had to do the research, had to do a lot of talking with different individuals to figure out some good coping mechanisms and to understand my body and what kind of calms me down. And so I just figured I've done a lot of learning throughout the decades. Let me help somebody else out. This is just my opportunity to help somebody else out. So, anyhow, tonight, I have a new tip. It's the 5 4 3 2 1 grounding technique. But before we get into that technique, I want to kind of go over the physiological sigh that we talked about last week because I feel like I just kind of ran through it, but I really didn't tell you much about it, like what is actually happening. And I feel like if you don't know what is going on with your body and you just hear somebody talk about the tip or the technique in one ear, out the other, and you're not going to remember it. So I'm going to explain the what is actually going on when you're doing that physiological sigh. And I think last week I might have even called it the psychological sigh. No, it's the physiological sigh. I have a hard time saying that word, but anyhow, um, what is happening when you do that double inhale? So it's one inhale, and then when you think you can't bring in any more water, any more air, you do. You bring in another inhale of air. So and it's that second inhale that the lungs, you don't realize how large the lungs are. The lungs are one of the largest pieces of anatomy on us. I mean, these lungs can expand. It's pretty crazy. I've heard a couple of different things like they're as large as a tennis court when they fully expand. I'll have to go do that research. I don't really believe that, but I do know that they are larger than what you think. And in that second inhale, these little mini sacs that are all over the lungs, they open up because when you are doing shallow breathing, everything collapses and those little sacs collapse, and you're not getting that much oxygen in your brain. So when you do that second inhale, all those little mini sacs open up. A lot more oxygen comes into the brain. And when that happens, the brain likes that. The brain says, ooh, more oxygen. Let's signal the heart to slow down. When the heart slows down, the brain also then says, okay, we're in a place of safety. We can now calm down. So I just wanted to give you a little more of the why, because I know me, I like to know, the if, ands, or buts. I just want to know all the little details of, especially a technique, like why are you having me do this? Why does it really help? I'm very curious, and I just have to know more than just the illustration. I need to know a little more than that. So I thought, let me give you a little more information so that you will use the tip more often, because it's a powerful breathing technique. So anyhow, breathing techniques deal with the brain. They can help the brain immediately calm down and de-stress. But tonight we're going to go over the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding technique. And this technique really just helps to get you centered. So when you're spiraling and you're going through all the what ifs, like, uh, what if the sky falls? What if the roof on this house falls on me? What if this happens? What if this happens? What if that happens? You know, those what ifs. This is going to help you stop all that spiral, all that loopy, negative, loopy thinking. So, this technique, let's just go through it really quickly, because it's the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding technique. Name 5 things that you can see around you. I can see the lamp. I can see the picture. I can see the TV. So name 5 things in your area that you can see. Number 4, name 4 things that you can touch. I can touch my blouse. I can touch this microphone. I can touch my pants, my shoes. I can touch my watch. So, again, 4 things that you can touch. 3, name 3 things that you can hear. I can hear birds chirping outside. I can hear I can hear cars out on the street. Well, I can't. I can't hear the cars. But a lot of people would say they live in the city and they can hear cars, buses, trains, what have you. So I can hear the cars. Um, I can hear the dog barking across the street. So just tune into 3 things that you can hear. 2, name 2 things that you smell. That could be a tough one. But if you're not smelling anything in your immediate area, then think of 2 things that you love to smell. So I love the smell of this wonderful perfume. Or, oh, I love the smell of my mother's lasagna. Um, you get the drift. 2 things that you love to smell, or that you can smell, or that you love to smell. And then 1, name 1 thing that you can taste. So if you have your tumbler of water right here, you might say, I can taste this water. Or you're looking at a little tin of Altoids on your desk. Oh, you could, I love the taste of Altoids. I'm going to be tasting those in a minute, or just was tasting those earlier today. So, 1 thing that you can taste. So, really, all that is doing is getting you out of your headspace, getting you out of your head. Because when you're in a anxious mode or having an anxiety attack, you are spiraling and your brain is just, and so going through those 5 things you can see, touch, hear, smell, taste, going through that little routine and naming those things gets you, you're out here and it brings you back here, grounds you, and it gets you back into the present time, the present moment. And so this is where we want to be. We don't want to spend too much time in the past, oh my God, regret. I, I wish I would have never done that. I wish I would have never um, dealt with so and so. I wish I would have done things differently. That is that doomsday gloom. And then when you're thinking about your future, a lot of times we, you know, get nervous that the future and holds something scary. Oh, what if this happens? What if that happens? The best thing is to try to stay in the present. But we know life happens. We can't always be in the present. We do have to think about the future. We have to think about, what if this happens? Um, how I'm going to keep my kids safe. I do have to think about things that might, you know, impair someone's safety. So you do have to think about the future, obviously. But the key thing is when you are spiraling like that, no, no, no. Take yourself out of the future or out of the past and bring yourself right here. Stay in the present. This is very helpful. So that would be your tip for tonight. And we've got more to come. I had a list of 12. I picked this one tonight because I thought it was a pretty powerful technique. I hope you get something out of it and you try it. And let me know if it works for you. And please do go look at the channel, look at, all those videos that I put out. Put out 3 great videos this week alone. And I have 3 loaded that are scheduled for the following week. So content, content, content. I've been creating a lot. And if you go and you like and subscribe, that just encourages me to do more. So please help me out and uh, just help me out with the channel. I greatly appreciate it. I'm your humble host and I appreciate you. And let me end the night, Friday night, with this little. You guys, if you've been here before, you've heard this little sound. It's so wonderful, my little drum. All right, you guys have a great evening. See you next Friday. Take care.